Hello everyone, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Ohio, and I'm here to bring you a card with a little bit of a fun fold to it. And so I am going to just do some little housekeeping here and go over some things, and then we will get started. First of all, if you're watching the video, if you would hit the share button, I would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you would give me a like on it, that would be great too, because I always like that. It always helps. Also, I have a subscribe button there if you wouldn't mind to subscribe to my channel and come back when I show different videos. I would very much appreciate that. But what I'm going to show you right now is, or tell you, I have a Facebook group, Stamp Crazy VIP, and over there on Tuesday mornings at 10 o'clock, all but this week I didn't do it at Tuesday at 10, but anyway, I do my videos every Tuesday at 10 unless something really happens that I can't get there. And I do my same card, same type of card and stuff in there, but I also put a PDF in the files of all the stuff that I used and all the instructions. And I have started putting pictures with the instructions to really help. So this one shows you exactly how the inside, what you do on the front. So that is over on my Stamp Crazy VIP page on Facebook. And that's all you have to look for, Stamp Crazy VIP. I have a website. If you do not have a demonstrator, I would love to be able to help you. It's ritaholmes.stampinup.net. And you'll be able to find me there. YouTube, of course, you're on that now. If you're on that with me now, you know it's Stamp Crazy by Rita Holmes, and you can share that if you don't mind. My email is ritaholmes0611@gmail.com, and you can always reach me there. So I have many places that you would be able to reach me, and so that is good. Also, remember that our retiring stamps will go out next week at the end of April, and our new catalog will start May 4th. And there's lots of good things in that new catalog, but I don't want you to miss out on anything that you would have wanted out of the old catalog and not be able to get later. There is also the clearance rack, and you can see that on my website. They have put new things in there, so you could go to it and see what's new in it, if you would like to do that. So I think that's about it. Well, I do want to say one more thing. If you join in May, if you would like to be a demonstrator, and I'd love to have you on my team if you would, they are often an incentive, and I'm sorry, it's $99, and I think instead of $125 you get $155 free. I'm not sure on that amount. I do have to check it because I just scanned over that. And that runs for the whole month of May that you can do that. Okay, so I am going to show you my cards. I have two here. This one's with paper that's retiring, the True Love DSP. And how this card works is it has a flip to it. Okay? This card was my sample, so it's not made the best. I did have to had to perfect it from the imperfections. And I just put on the inside and did that, and you could write up here on it. I did see this card on a YouTube channel from the UK, and she's not Stampin' Up, I don't think. She didn't use any Stampin' Up materials. She did do a UK size card, so I tried to size it down. It took me a while to size it down to an A2, mainly to get the little mechanism to work. Now this one works better, and you just pull that up, and it says happy birthday. So anyway, that is the card. And then on the inside of this one, I went ahead and put a piece of basic white cardstock matted by Misty Moonlight, and did another saying in there. And the two stamp sets that I'm using are both going to be gone at the end of the month. which is Oval Occasions and Happy Thoughts. This is one of my favorite sets, and I really, really, really hate to see it go. But it will be going, and so will this. And also, I'm using a scallop topper punch, and it is going to be going. And I know there are a lot of punches over in the clearance rack, and I don't know if this is one of them or not. I don't think so, but I do know it's going to be retiring. And I also use the double oval punch, which will be staying in the catalog, which is this one right here. And that's what I did my sayings on. And I did not bring over a piece of paper to punch those. How bad is that? Hold on just 1 second, and I'll get that for us. Just realized with everything I had together that I did not get that ready. So I'm going to set my card up here, and we are going to get started with the card. We're going to start with a 4 1/4 by 11 card base, and we are going to fold that in half, and then just burnish that with your bone folder or whatever you like to fold with. And then I have 2 pieces of cardstock cut 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 that will go right on here with my DSP, which is the Hand Penned DSP that'll be in the new catalog. This is the flowered side, and then this is the back side of it. So one of them is going to go on the back side, one of them is going to go on the flowered side. Okay, and here is the paper. And I'm sure if you've watched any videos of people revealing what they got in their packages, there's not a bad piece of paper in here. They are all so pretty. I've done one out of here. You saw the sample out of that. Here's this one with the pink behind it. Here's one with the purples. We're using this one today. And then here's the one with a lot of just cinnamon cider and pool party. So anyway, there is that paper. It is so, so pretty. So let me go ahead, and with each of these I'm going to, well, now I can't get a hold of it. I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to trying to make sure I'm staying in camera here. So I'm just going to, and it's just going to give a little bit of a border. So let's put that on there. And then this one we're going to glue on here. This kind of goes, the color of cardstock I'm using there is cinnamon cider, which is one of the in colors from last year. But it goes very well with this paper. It's one of the colors that it says matches it really well. So what I'm going to do with my card is I'm going to go ahead and put this side's going to go on my front, okay? So I'm going to put that down. And then we can put our card base out of our way. We're not going to be using it for a few minutes. We're going to get all of our other stuff ready. So there's that one. And then now let's do this one on the inside. See which way I like it to go. I'm going it that way. The flowers go every which way, so you really don't have to be real careful in what you're doing. But you know what? I think I'm going to go this way because if I would cover up some of that cluster of flowers, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put that down. So now we can just set this to the side and we'll let that dry while we're doing our other stuff. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take these. This is going to be our little flap right here. Okay, that's going to be that flap. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take our top one, if you see, has to have two pieces. You see there's one on the inside and one on the outside. Then the bottom one is just has it by itself. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these together. So I'm going to take one and I'm going to glue a flower on the front. I really like these two papers together. I think they're pretty. I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to take one and I'm going to now put glue on the flower side. I hate to cover up these pretty flowers, but I have to make this side. My finger was sticky but not gluey. So I'll just go ahead and do that now. And then I'm going to take the other one and I am going to glue the flower side. And I'm going to set these aside because I don't need them right this minute. And what I'm going to do, because this one will be the first one that goes down, so I am going to sit it on top of this one, because that'll be the first one I'm working with. Okay, so we're going to set those right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do our mechanism, and that's what I'm going to call this piece right here, which happens to be this piece right here. Okay, it's cut 1.5 by 6 3/4. It's scored at 3 3/4 and 4 1/4. So right now I'm going to fold that on that 4 1/4 side. Okay, just right like that. I just want that one folded because I'm going to be using that in a minute. But what I'm going to do real quick before I do that is I am going to take this strip that's 1 inch by 3.5 and I'm going to glue it right here. It doesn't go all the way up to that score line, which is okay because it won't be seen. So we're just going to kind of center that and glue it down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my punch, my tag topper, and I'm going to slide it in there, making sure that it looks centered, and I'm just going to pop it. There we go. So there we go. We have a tag popper. Now I have a scrap of white right here that I'm going to be using. I don't want that hole to show because when we glue our bow down, I don't want to glue through that. So what I do is I just take and cut a little piece off of my scrap there. I'm going to take and I'm going to put glue just around this hole. Because I am going to glue this down. Okay. If there's any glue left there, which there might be a little bit, I'm going to run my eraser across it just in case. I love my glue eraser. And I covered up that space, filled that hole back in there. Now if you had a punch, a scalloped or whatever, and if you don't have a scallop like that or something, you can just round your corners or leave them square, whatever you want to do. Okay, so this is, my short end is the back, and this is going to be my front of my topper right here, okay? So what I'm going to do with this now is I am going to bring in, I made a little wrap, it's 1/2 inch by 3.5 inches. It's going to go around from the top, and I'm going to wrap it, but I don't want to put it so tight that it won't move, okay, because this is what we're going to slide through in a minute on our mechanism. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up maybe a good, probably 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. Let's see what it measures. It's just a little over a 1/4 inch, and that's where I want it to stay, I do believe. Let's make sure that's where I want it to stay, because I want it to be, this to be under it. We're good. That's going on the first line. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this here, and I'm just going to open it a minute. I'm going to put some glue down where it is going across, and I'm going to glue that edge down. I'll hold it there a second, and then I'm going to put a little glue here and glue this edge down. And let me make sure that this part is still going to move. See how that still moves? That's what I want. Okay, so we've got that, and that's good. We'll let that dry while we do finish the rest of it. So what I'm going to do now, because I wanted all of that to be where it needed to be with this 4-inch. Now I'm going to bring that down a minute. Actually, I'm going to push this up. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to hit that 3 3/4 inch score line and burnish it. Now you remember I told you I was going to take my first page, and it's going to go right here, my first little group. So I am going to use glue, and you can use, I used Stamp and Seal Plus on the other card, but I'm going to use the glue this time. I like the liquid glue, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue up there, and I'm actually going to put, see where this is going to hit at the bottom, and it's going to be right under that mechanism. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue there without getting it on the mechanism. And I'm going to center this and put that down. Okay. So let's just hope I didn't get on the mechanism. Let's make sure. Actually, I went a little further down than that because it. So, just going to I'm going to hold that down. I got a little glue squishing out, so I'm going to get that with my glue eraser here. As you can see, I like to use this thing a lot. didn't mean to do that, but I guess I got carried away with my glue eraser. So that all looks good. So that all looks really good. So now what I'm going to do is bring it back up to my 4 1/4 inch, like that. And I'm going to put this on. But I'm going to go this way with it because that back side's not going to matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some glue here. Right at the edge. And we're going to stick this on. We're going to come right up to that folded edge. And we're going to make these two sides, make sure they're even. Okay. And while that's drying for a few minutes, I'm going to do a couple things here. We can actually go ahead, while we want that to dry, we can go ahead and stick it on the front of our card because we can finish it there. So we're going to stick it down to where it has room to open. I'm not going to open it yet because I want that glue to dry a little bit. So you can see the short end right here. From the short end up, that's the only place I'm going to glue. I'm not going to get it on this back side. But I want it to stick down good. So I have my glue, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to try to center it. Might help if I straighten my card out. That's always a big help. And put it down. And we are going to let, I still didn't get all that little bit of glue off of there. I don't know why it's going to be so stubborn. But it is. It is what it is. Okay. So that's going to glue down. And while that's doing it, I have my piece of Whisper White that I'm going to do my inside saying. So let's go ahead and do that part, okay? We're going to use Memento Black. And we're going to use the saying. It says, "Today is great because it's all about you, the great person you are, and the great things that you do." So you want to make sure you get that all inked up. And then I'm going to ink towards the top because I want to have the room left at the bottom to use to write. So there's our saying. Let me close this pad real quick because that would be a mess, wouldn't it? So we're going to glue this onto our piece of cinnamon cider right here. And it just has a little border at the top and the bottom. So we're going to do that. In fact, I'm going to turn it over and just rub it a little bit. We can flip our card up. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that into the inside. I love using all the DSP paper on here, except for it takes quite a bit. But it's fun. It would be a great way to use up a lot of old DSP that you might have that you want to get rid of. This would be a great card to do for that and putting it on in the inside. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take the oval punch and I'm going to punch out the two ovals that I need that's going to go on the under my sayings. So let's do that real quick so that we have those. There's one, and there's two. So that's all we need for that. And now I'm going to take my scrap and I'm going to stamp my time to celebrate and my happy birthday. So we're going to do that on here. So we're just inking that. Make sure it all looks nice and shiny. That way you know it's inked. Down, come up. Let's punch this one out, and when you're punching this one, you're going to get a white one too, because just the way it is. So there you go with that one. We can save our little white one for later. Never will know when you might need it. I'm going to turn it this way and I'm going to do my happy birthday. And we're going to do that right down here. So let's put these over and I'll clean them later. So that's all of our stamping done. Let's punch this one. So we're going to go in here. That one almost looks like a cookie. We'll throw that one away. So therefore we have those punched out. And we can go ahead and put them on their little oval pieces. Whoops, time to celebrate. I'm going to actually use dimensionals on. I almost forgot. But my happy birthday is going to be just added to. Can you guys hear my wash machine? I should have shut the door up there, but oh well. I just now realized how loud it sounds down here. Because I'm in my basement, that's where I do all my crafting. It's where my little rooms are set up for all my crafting. I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And then I'm going to take the time to celebrate. I put my glue up. And I'm going to add dimensionals to it. So we're going to take this with it being popped up and we are going to sit it right here. I'm going to make a bow before I put my center one in. And I forgot to bring my ribbon in here for my bow. 1 second, I got blue ribbon, that won't work. You wonder why I have to go in another room. The room we're in now used to be my classroom, and so I set up all my stuff to video in here, but the room next to it has all my junk, all my supplies to create with. So I just bring out what I need for my video, and then I forget things, of course. So anyway, that's why I have to run back and forth. I'm going to make a bow out of cinnamon cider. And this ribbon's going to be gone the end of the month. And I like it because it's easy to make a bow out of. So I'm going to take my scissors. I'll just take these right here. I'm going to clip the ends. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue dots and I'm just going to add a couple to the back here. And then I'm going to add that right where that hole was, and that's why I needed that little piece of paper there. So that's what the front of our card. Let's put our jewels on it. And I have my jewels. I have my little pick tool. So we're going to put a few jewels on it. You just put one right here. One over here, I think. And then one maybe right in here. There we go. So we have some jewels on it. And these are the new Genial jewels that will be in the new catalog. And they're so pretty. Can you see the glimmer in them? They're really, really pretty. They go great with this paper. So now, let's open it. And it might not, there we go, because I want to push it open because it's not quite done with the glue. And that's how it opens, so you can see it. And I'm going to stick my happy birthday in there. The only thing with doing the glue as opposed to doing like your stamp and seal or your Tombow runners or something is you have to give a good amount of time to dry to use the mechanism and stuff like that. But it also holds better, I think, than the Tombow adhesive or the stamp and seal when you're doing this. So there's my happy birthday on the inside, and I'm actually going to take an extra jewel, and I think I'll put a green one in here and put it right here next to the happy birthday. So anyway, let's shut it. But that's how it works. We're going to shut it right now. And you could flip it open with this as a mechanism, or you can lift it. But it's kind of like a waterfall card, but a waterfall card you pull down. This one you can just push up, okay? So there you go. And that is our card. It's really pretty simple to make. Your mechanism is your hardest thing to make, just to make sure that you get it to work right. And when that glue is really dry, I'll be able to lift that up without it kind of pulling apart. But right now, just to show you that it goes up, the mechanism is working, which is a good deal. We're really happy about that. And then just push it down. So that is my card. I do have a card laying here I made last night real quick for something I forgot I had to do. And so I made a card like within 15-20 minutes, I guess. And I needed to use the new in colors, and that's coming out. So I did one, and I used, it's called So Succulent, which is this color right here, this really pretty green. And I used Pale Papaya, which is this color. And then I used the stamp set, Color and Contour is what it's called. And these dies are the dies for Color and Contour. Really, really pretty set. So just wanted to show you that real quick as one of the cards. That's a sample I made. It's the only sample I've made with the new stuff so far, which I'm hoping to get in there, maybe do a little bit more. So just wanted to show you that. And remind you again that the last chance sale, the retiring stuff, will end the end of the month, and the new catalog will be out. If you would like a catalog you don't have a demonstrator to get one from, and that, if you email me or get a hold of me through Facebook or leave a message here, I would be more than gladly to help you with that. And until I get on here with another video, I will talk to you all later, and you all have a great day. Thank you, and bye.